A new Republican candidate has announced his run for the 2024 governor's race. Jesse Thomas is a retired healthcare executive and was previously involved in the Forward Party. Thomas says he's a no-nonsense Republican and hopes to win over unaffiliated voters. He joins a handful of Republican candidates and Democrat Josh Stein. Steve, we're coming back to you on this. It seems with the Forward Party and then the No Labels Party, which we've talked about on the show before, there seems to be a new urgency or a new desire to focus on unaffiliated voters. Do you think that's going to maybe give him an edge in a handful of candidates?
Well, that's what I was about to say. A real increase in this focus on the largest vote bank in North Carolina, unaffiliated voters, the independent voters, right? And No Labels has been focusing a lot more on the federal elections. I know United States Senator Joe Manchin from my home state of West Virginia has been talking about running. I think there's been talk about him running for one of the presidential ticket, I think with John Huntsman on No Labels. But the Forward Party is just another example. They focus a lot more. I've been in touch with officials from the Forward Party, founded by Andrew Yang, focused a lot on these unaffiliated, moderate voters on both sides of the aisle, Republican and Democrat, ranked choice voting, open primaries, working against gerrymandering. These are the things that the Forward Party stands for. So in this election, it seems to me at the national level and now at the state level, Forward Party is looking for local candidates, state candidates. And in fact, Jesse Thomas, the gubernatorial candidate, was the former chair, I think, of the Forward Party. And so this is interesting. Is it going to be eventually a point where a third party could come in? I mean, right now, the system's hard to break through both the Democrat and the Republican. I don't see it being too much of a game changer in the governor's race. I still think it's Mark Robinson's race to lose. On the Republican side, who knows? I would never count Dale Folwell out. He's a hard worker. But and then, of course, Josh Stein, I think the presumptive nominee for the Democratic Party. Jesse talks a lot about the kitchen table issues, Medicaid expansion, health care, bringing sort of a moderate, independent view to the governor's office. He's a black American, brings diversity to the Republican Party in terms of another black American running for governor. But I don't see it changing too much. But interesting to see. I'd be interested to see what my colleagues think about kind of this push for third parties coming in. Is it viable? Can it be done? Or is it saying something about where we are today politically?
Yeah, Senator Bode, your thoughts?
Sure. So one thing that I think is interesting that, despite the kind of clear favored candidate for governor on the Republican side, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, and also at the federal level for president, former President Donald Trump, despite the polling and the fundraising showing that they're, most favored to win their primaries, the field is still quite crowded. And there are a lot of people coming forward and stepping into the arena, which I think shows, to your point, this desire and willingness for other people to wade into that alternative, more moderate, conservative platform, which I just find very interesting. And, we'll see what happens.